Fox News host Martha MacCallum recently interviewed Eric Trump, and she asked some great questions, but under this obvious pro-Trump tone. I think this is really interesting because the questions are actually really good questions, and they kind of throw off Eric Trump, at least off his feet. But he kind of brushes it off because Martha's like pro-Trump. She has this pro-Trump tone. He wouldn't have answered these questions. Just keep this in mind. He wouldn't have answered these questions if anyone else asked him these questions. So it's because of Martha's pro-Trump tone that he answered these really challenging questions. So take a look at how he stumbles and he relies on whataboutism in this interview and how Martha subtly attacks Trump without looking like she's attacking Trump. Take a look.
That your family has made money since the president was elected off of the Trump International Hotel in New York. There's an Indonesia project. You know, people push back and say, well, you're also making money off of being the president's son. I know
we got out of business when my father became commander-in-chief. The difference is all these other kids were getting into business when their parents took positions. I can tell you, we know all the hedge fund managers in New York. We know all these powerful people. China gives no one any money. They're very, very, you can't get 2 cents out of China. But yet Hunter Biden, who gets kicked out of the Navy, who has bad drug problems, who has a lot of other scandals following him around, gets $1.5 billion from China. He's miraculously put on a board of a company, an industry that he knows nothing about with no duties. He doesn't speak the language. Give me a break. Right? Well, the average income in this country is about $50,000 a year, right? Average. He's making $50,000 a month sitting on the board of a company not doing anything. You don't think people can read through it? And why do you think Nancy Pelosi's son is on the board of an oil and gas company?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that there have been a lot of families who have benefited politically from their family members' positions in Washington and end up on these boards. And I think it's a very legitimate question to raise about what their background was and what constitutes their ability to advise these boards based on their background. It's a very legitimate question. China says they're not interested in looking into this whole thing. But as you rightly point out,
they were paying people off.
If Joe Biden, if this continues, this impeachment process continues, there are going to be more questions about what happened in Ukraine and what happened in China than there would have been if they hadn't.
Let's put them all on the stand. Let's put Joe Biden on the stand. Let's put Hunter Biden on the stand. They're nowhere to be found.
Before I let you go, I want to put this up. This is one tweet that your dad sent out. The president, Mr. Trump, said, I think that crooked Hillary Clinton should enter the race and try to steal it away from uber-left Elizabeth Warren. Only one condition, the crooked one must explain all of her high crimes and misdemeanors, including how and why she deleted 30,000 emails after getting a subpoena. And Hillary Clinton responded to that with this. Don't tempt me. Do your job, she says.
It's interesting. I'd love to see her run again. I'd love to see her run again.
Sounds like the president would like to see her run again, too.
It's amazing. And by the way, another person who perjured themselves and committed massive amounts of crimes who never answered for it. And believe me, if I deleted 33,000 emails, if I deleted 33, and not being in government, I'd be in jail right now. And it's a shame that there's a double standard in this country. And believe me, the people of this country see through it. And that's why you're going to see 50,000 people in Iridium in, Minnesota in another couple of days.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Before I let you go, $500,000 for they're charging the campaign for security. Is that going to happen? Are you going to pay that money?
And it's interesting. The mayor of Minneapolis charged Obama, I think it was $26,000
right,
for the exact same arena. So, I mean, these are the games that these people play, and people see through it, and it's ridiculous, and we're going to fight it, and Martha, we are going to win. My father has done an unbelievable job for this country. He's going to keep it going, and this is a distraction. We're going to win this thing again, and the American people are going to speak, and this is just a pure act of desperation, to say the least.
We'll be watching.
That was, like, really tense, and Eric Trump had no idea what was going on. Like, you can see him just like, stop asking the hard questions. You're not supposed to ask the hard questions. And like at one point he went like you could see him like reel in quite a bit because he was not ready at all. So her first question was about how Eric Trump is making money from Trump hotels based on Trump's foreign policy meetings and deals. And so he goes, well, whataboutism? Whataboutism? What about Hillary Clinton? What about Joe Biden? What about Hunter Biden? What about Obama? All of that was in that one video. It's like, answer the damn questions. The question was about, her first question was about how Eric Trump is making money from Trump hotels based on Trump's foreign policy meeting and deals. Had nothing to do with Hillary Clinton, with Obama, with Joe Biden. Now, I understand how you can like try to shrug off the how serious of a problem it is that you're profiting off based off of how Joe Biden's son was profiting in Ukraine. I think there's something there. I really do. But I'm not going to use that to defend myself, because if you're crapping on Joe Biden, but then you do the very thing that he does, you're crapping on yourself. It's really simple. Eric Trump's response was, quote, we got out of business when my father became commander-in-chief. But the executives of the Trump organization are currently Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. What do you mean you got out of business? Not only did you not answer the question, but you straight up lied. Now, yes, Trump supposedly separated himself with the Trump organization by giving his company to Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. But that means your father left the business. Not you, Eric. Not you. You are still in the business. You own it. You run the business. I'm not sure why you'd pretend that you don't. He then went on to talk about how messed up it is that Hunter Biden can make millions in a foreign board. That has nothing to do with the question. Though. The question is about how Eric Trump makes money from President Trump's meetings with foreign leaders. Talking about Biden's son is just whataboutism to a T. After Eric Trump's ramble, though, the Fox News host plays this passive-aggressive role where she makes fun of people that benefit from their dad in general. But she's talking to you, Eric. You don't see it because you can't get the money out of your eyes. You don't see that because you're on Fox News. You think, oh, Martha, she's pro-Trump. She wouldn't ask me any hard questions, right? You wouldn't expect passive-aggressive communication like that. But dude, you have to pay attention. You just got roasted alongside Hunter Biden. You just got framed as low as Hunter Biden. Think about that. Like, I want you to watch the video again, though, before Martha brings up Trump and Clinton's tweet. Like, take a look at that. You can see how Eric started to realize he was getting owned through passive aggressive attacks. Look at his frustration. It's like you could see him reel it in eventually. It's just like, whoa, dude, like, be prepared. You're going on Fox News. There are interviewers that will every once in a while challenge you, and you should have something better than, oh, well, you know, I just do the same thing that Hunter Biden does in terms of corruption, so I guess I'm not that bad. It's just awesome. Now, after Martha showed Clinton's tweet that said, quote, don't tempt me, which is a joke in and of itself. I could do a whole segment on that tweet alone. Eric Trump immediately jumps on the whataboutism train with Hillary Clinton. I get that there are corrupt Democrats, but their existence doesn't justify your father's illegal activity and your financial benefit from your dad's foreign policy meetings. And then later on in the interview, Eric Trump talked about putting all of these people on the stand. He said, let's put them all on the stand. Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Hillary Clinton. Okay. Like, first of all, you're on that list. You should be on that list. But second of all, you can do that. Put them on the stand. Conduct your investigation. Conduct an investigation. Have Trump conduct an investigation. Your dad had control of all three branches of government for 2 years. Why didn't he investigate anything? Why didn't he investigate anything? Why does he first go to foreign governments? Why doesn't he just ask the Department of Justice to conduct an investigation? He controls the Department of Justice. He's head of the executive branch. He's in charge of the executive branch. Now you might say that there's some, you hear these Republicans, they'll say, oh, the deep state. It's the deep state. They won't let him investigate. The deep state is trying to prevent him from doing anything or whatever. But here's the thing, right-wingers. Being the head of the DOJ means that you get to pick who leads it. If you think there's some deep state, then fire the head and hire another person. Maybe hire someone who will figure out the members of the supposed deep state and fire them. And then conduct an investigation. But he didn't do that. He didn't investigate. He didn't fire anyone from the DOJ. Well, I mean, we can get into that. But he didn't fire anyone because of the deep state. He never fired anyone but he blames his own organization for the deep state every time he goes on with Sean Hannity. You know why? Because that's a stupid political calculation to actually follow through with, and a great talking point to keep in a Fox News interview, Eric. Last point. Martha subtly attacked Trump for paying $500,000 for security. $500,000. But again, Eric Trump jumps right on the whataboutism train and talks about how it's ironic that Martha would even bring that up. Like, why would you even bring that up? Because Obama paid $50,000, or was it? No, $26,000. $50,000. I think it was $50,000 for security. $26,000. That's what it was. He paid $26,000 for security. So I mean, I guess it's okay for Trump to spend $500,000. Obama spent $26,000. So apples and apples, right? But Eric, that's the point. You're making Martha's point. You're too stupid to see that. Trump pays $500,000 and Obama paid $26,000. Eric thinks he landed with this gotcha, got him, I got him, but Obama. But he didn't realize that he just shot himself in the foot with a massive self-own. The idea is that $500,000 is a lot more than $26,000. That makes Obama look good and Trump bad in this case. Why are you acting like you won here, Eric? He was just too stupid to realize that Martha completely threw him and Trump under a bus while maintaining this tone that she is 100% in favor of Trump. I think it was brilliant. I mean, that's my opinion. This interview needs a lot more attention, though, than it's getting, because Martha isn't attacking from the right. She's attacking from the left while pretending that she's attacking from the right. That's brilliant. That's almost like a spy in Fox News for progressives. And I give her some credit for that.